Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing some WWE2K23 My Faction, and as you can see, the diamond token market is live now. So we're gonna look at what cards we got. We're gonna go over what we think are going to be some good cards, and you know, see what they are. So anyway, diamond market 0-20. So you have to buy all 20 in order to unlock the pink diamond. These cards are also 20 tokens apiece. So it's going to take 400 tokens in order to buy this out to get all 20. What are the pink diamonds going to be? I don't know. Hopefully they 25, 30, 30 would take 600 tokens to buy out if we get that. 40 would be, 800 again, so we have to build up some, probably most of us would. So anyway, let's look at these cards. So we got the Macho Man Randy Savage, 91 high flyer. So stats, got a good finisher. Everything else is kind of meh. Got a level 2 sting like a bee, side bomber, which I don't care about. And with this Robo Rouser, which is pretty decent, 2 taunts, because you're probably going to get 2 taunts anyway. So Rage and Open Master I can kind of go without. So it's kind of a meh card in my opinion. 90 Bailey. So let's look at this one. We're just going to buy them. We're going to buy them over here. Okay. So Diamond Bailey. So looking at her stats. Again, generic, whatever stats. She has getting even if you're tagged in by a heavily damaged partner. I mean, that's mostly useless, really. I mean, that's, I don't know, it's very something you won't use. Wet Blanket is okay because it's, sting the opponent with attack reduces their special and finisher stock. It's a pretty good one. We like getting rid of special and finisher anymore, especially when you're doing like legendary. Better together, tank mode, when can't tank in or out. You're probably not going to tag in and out a whole lot, really, because most of the time, the point of this game is to get through the matches as quick as you can. There's no real reason to drag them out, in my opinion. Dirty Trickster, attacking damage to red limb, builds more stun. So that's kind of where she's going to build her stun at, and she got heavy-handed. So she will build a little bit of stun. Stun's going to be hard to come by for her. To most persons, she doesn't have sting like a bee. But it's kind of an okay card. So we're going to buy it. Diamond Becky Lynch. We already have a Diamond Becky Lynch, but this is a worse version of it from the looks of things. No, the other one's a pretty good card. There's 90 finisher. Stats are kind of stats aren't that important. Space Invader. I'm not sure if that really does anything this year, like it did last year. Level 2 sting like a bee. Slippery Eel. Lionheart. Recover from damage. Finisher. Okay. All the answers. That's pretty good for building stun, since we have just a low level sting like a bee. And Rabble Rouser. And you know how I feel about Rabble Rouser. Love Rabble Rouser. This would have been a better card if you would have got something to start with a little bit of stun. I mean, a little bit of special meter. She would start with a little bit of special meter when she came into the game, into the match, either by tag or by just at the start of the match. It would have been a better card. We're going to pick it up. I need Beth Phoenix. Alright, so, I mean, these are kind of amethyst level stats. There's nothing too impressive in the stats, but again, heavy-handed. The problem I have with heavy-handed, I'll tell you what I have. I like using it, I like combos. The problem I have with heavy-handed is that when you use a strong attack to finish a combo, it doesn't count as a strong attack. So I think that's something that needs to be fixed, especially coming up with next year. So if you're listening to this, okay, anytime you use a heavy attack, whether it's a finisher, whether it's a grab attack, no matter where it's used, grab attacks do count. But if you use a combo with ending with a heavy attack, it needs to count toward heavy attacks. No reason for it not to. Going in hot, that's pretty good. Sting like a bee. She's got a really good wet blanket. So she does have a level 2 sting like a bee. She's got heavy-handed, so she should build stun pretty good. So this looks like a decent card, especially when she starts with some special. Probably so far the best women's card in this bunch from what I can see. Alright, Brett the Hitman Hart, 91. So let's take a look at it. I mean, whatever. Space Invader, no, sure, not sure. All the answers, I do like that one. It's a lower level. Always See It Coming is one of my favorite badges. Sting Like a Bee, Heavy Handed, Rabble Rouser, Always See It Coming. Those are great, especially if you can get them all on one card. Those are awesome. There's a few other good ones too, but I do like Always See It Coming. Going in Hot, I think, is a good one because that's the one that starts with special, so I think that's a great one too to start with. Because again, the name of the game is finishing the matches as quick as you can and building up special, building up stun, building up finishers. Those are the three things you want in a card. Sting Like a Bee. It's a silver. It's the tier 1 Sting Like a Bee, so it's not that great. But he will build some stun, and you know it's a card. It's probably a decent card. This is a technician, so you know. Braun Breaker, 90. So let's look at this one. Stats are kinda, again, I don't really from looks of these cards, I don't really expect any of the attributes to be really great on them. Anyway, he's got Silver Heavy Handed and a tier 2 Sting Like a Bee. Rage. He does have a low level Sting Like a Bee and Heavy Handed, so it's a card you can make work. Nothing really is great here. Pain Train's okay, but it's kind of whatever. It's an okay card. It's not going to be your bread and butter, but it could be worse. Bruno Sammartino, 91. So 92 finisher, 90 power. Oh, and 92 pin escape. So he's got a couple of 90s in there. He's got a grapple offense of 92, so he's kind of getting up there. Merciless Opportunist, it's okay. Heavy Handed, level 2, second win. I don't really care about Space Invader. I don't know. It's Wet Blanket and Heavy Handed are probably the two go-tos for me in this, but it's a card that I probably would not use. But we're going to buy it because we have to have it anyway. Level 90 Damian Priest. Finisher and special are good. Got a tier 3 Sting Like a Bee, Going in Hot, tier 3. You know, it's a workable card. He's a striker. So, you know, depends on the moveset. I've used some of these cards before. I don't really remember them because they've been low level and I've had to use them just to get through some things. Level 90 Dolph Ziggler. So far, we're almost halfway through these. Let's look at the stats. Agility, 93 finisher, some 88s in there. Yeah, it's okay. Rabble Rouser, love me some Rabble Rouser. Always See It Coming, love me some Always See It Coming. Does not have any kind of way to stun. Not have any stun, so you can the Showman is kind of a give me. Most of your matches are going to be one after a finisher. So I don't like not having any way to build stun. There's ways around it, and you know when we do our walkthrough of these cards, we'll kind of check and see if some of them do it better than others. But we'll see. We'll give it a go whenever. Oh, got a Pledger's level done there, so that's good. 6,000 MFP. We'll always take those. Alright, Diamond Finn Balor, 90. Now, I have like some of the Finn Balor cards, but the Demon one's probably the best, in my opinion. Jolene Stamina, 94 finisher, 94 movement speed. So it's pretty decent. It's a striker, so that's good. The badges, Dive Bomber. I get it. I understand why he has Dive Bomber, but there's no stun. There's literally no stun on this card. And Dive Bomber is is not great on. Has never been great on the striker, and it's so slow. The jumps from the top rope are so slow. I don't know. I mean, you could make this card work. It's not going to be the best in this by any means. All right, Johnny Gargano, level 90. So he's got some technical submission offense. Looks good. Technical submission defense. Looks good. Finisher and special. 98 movement speed. I mean, stats are getting up there. But that tells me that the badges probably aren't out there. And he has swiftness, dive bomber, slippery ill, pain train, and base mode. On a technician. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't see any of those badges. None of those badges really work together. So I don't know. We'll see if we can make it work. Karrion Kross 90. It's Powerhouse. So let's see what we got here. Finisher of 90. Arm power. Space Invader, Dirty Trickster. That's okay because it builds some stun, but Sting Like a Bee, that's good. It's tier 2. Wet Blanket again, that's, Wet Blanket's always good because you keep them from getting finishers. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Could be better, but it's probably a tolerable card. 91 Kofi Kingston. So, let's see here. All of this, he's got a arrow range of 90, which makes sense. He's a striker. Sticking together, I mean, it makes sense, but it's not a great badge. Don't credit inner tank mode. Dive bomber, born to fly, inner beast mode. There's no stun here. There's no. Can you make it work? Yeah. Do you want to? I don't know. It's questionable. So. 91 Ricochet, high flyer. I mean, makes sense. Probably not. Arrow range of 99, arrow offense of 96. Agility of 99, stamina of 96, movement speed 96. Arrow reversal of 96. Makes sense, I guess. Swiftness, born to fly, dive bomber. He does have Sting Like a Bee and he has Going in Hot, both at level 2. So, I mean, I don't really like high flyers. They're fun to watch. They're kind of fun to play occasionally, but they're not usually good for speed. Anyway, that's the Ricochet card. Matt Riddle, 91 striker. So let's take a look at it. Arrow range 90, recovery 95, finisher 91. Okay, I mean, stats don't make a card anyway, but badges, heavy-handed, silver, Sting Like a Bee, tier 2. He does have both, so that's good. He has Rebel Rouser. He has Always See It Coming. So this is probably, even though some of the badges are a little bit lower tier, this is probably the best male card. It's probably the best card in this bunch, to be honest with you. So far. This is probably the one that you will get the most work from. I'm not sure what his moveset is. I don't know that I've actually used one of his cards because I don't have the evolution one, so I'm not sure if the moveset may be terrible. But this is probably the one that's going to do work for you in this set. Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, his Amethyst is really good. We'll see what this one looks like. Stats, finisher, it doesn't look like stats look really kind of low. Sting Like a Bee, tier 2, Always See It Coming, tier 2, those are both good. All the answers, yeah, that's a pretty good one. He's got some stun there going on. Prefer to have a little bit higher Sting Like a Bee and a little bit higher Always See It Coming, but all the answers, that'll get you there. Going in Hot starts with some special, so yeah, it's a pretty good card. I think depends on the movesets, but I think if I were going for one card out of this, so far it would still be the Matt Riddle. But we have to get them all to open the next tier, so it doesn't really matter. So Solo Sikoa, level 90. His Amethyst is amazing. Running offense, don't really care. But yeah, it is definitely not up to the badges are definitely not up to standard of his Amethyst card. He does have heavy-handed. He does have going in hot. That's pretty much it. It's definitely a pale comparison to his Amethyst card that came from the live events. But Stephanie McMahon, last women's card. We only get 4 women's cards this time. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Unfortunate. It seems like last year we had better women cards. Or more of them or something. I don't know. A range of 99. I don't care about it. Agility. Finisher 95. Good finisher. Air range, don't care. She's a striker. Always see it coming. Gain special. That Rebel Rouser takes 4. Tier 1 it takes 4. Dirty Trickster. Bit stun. So she got a little bit of a stun thing. Clock Watcher. Anyway, it's an okay card. Probably the Beth Phoenix is the best women's card in this bunch. So, and then the Miz level 90. So we got recovery finisher. Whatever. All the answers. Stun meter, yeah, always see it coming. Gain special when you reverse, so he's reversing is going to be the thing for him. Not the best way to build stun, but you do go in hot, so you start with quite a bit of special. It's a tolerable card. You can probably make it work if you love the card. Umaga Nani. So let's look at this one. So strength 94, arm power 94. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really do a whole lot. He does have heavy-handed, an amethyst, tier 3, and a sting like a bee, and a silver. So he does have the 2 stun things. And he does have wet blanket and gold, which is pretty good because when you stun, you're going to drain a lot of the special and finisher. Pain train, don't really care. I'm not big on rage or determination in these, to be honest with you. But it's a good card. It's a good card. He is a powerhouse. So, and this Matt Riddle. This Matt Riddle has a little bit more ways to build stun. Has a little bit higher sting like a bee. Has Rebel Rouser. So, and he's a striker. So. Strikers always get, in my opinion, get a little bit of a bump. Anyway, so in these cards, as far as I'm concerned, we're going to test them all. We're going to review them all. We did buy them all. Down to 484 tokens. The Matt Riddle is probably the top card in this bunch. Definitely the top men's, probably the top card in general. I think this Beth Phoenix, because we have 2 technicians. A striker, but the Beth Phoenix to me looks like the best card. Has sting like a bee, heavy-handed, going in hot, and wet blanket. So I think that's in the women's side. That's going to be the winner. I still think the Matt Riddle is probably the best card, which is kind of. I was going to say this is a shame. It's not a shame, but I really do wish we had more women's cards in this. So, but it is what it is. But that's the first preliminary review of the diamond card market. Now, another thing I do want to point out, and this is a bit frustrating. If you look at these cards, they're 90s and 91s, which is the bottom of the diamonds. If you look in here to the announcement, all those cards are 91s, 92s, 93s, and 94s. So we didn't get any 94s, didn't get any 93s, didn't get any 92s. So it's kind of a little bit of a misleading here. Does it matter? Does the actual number on the card really matter? Not really, because it probably just has a lot to do with the attributes, which doesn't really make the card anyway. But so I don't know why they would do that. That makes no sense to me. Why you would advertise them as 94s, 93s, 92s, 91s when they're 90s and 91s. So I think they probably shouldn't. I think that's something they shouldn't do. These advertisements should be accurate to what you're getting. I get why you would advertise some of the when you advertise a pack, you would advertise the collection rewards, because that is true that you can get those cards out of those packs if you buy enough of the packs and get lucky. But I don't understand why you would do that. Anyway, we're going to end the video here. Hope you enjoyed it. It's good to see this diamond market out here. Hopefully we won't have to wait too long for the pink diamond to come out. And anyway, we'll see you next time.